So it's become obvious to me that our love story is just too complicated, with too much backstory, too many details and events to really truly cover efficiently in such a short time frame in each clip. So I'm gonna make one final clip, and this one's specifically for Sherry Lorraine Bolin, and I hope it finds her, because this is the proof that she needs to see that she's not been told the truth by the people around her. So, but I have little hope that this will find her, and I'll explain why in a minute. But Sherry, what they've been doing, the people that you've been listening to for the last couple of years, is exactly what me, you, and Casey did when we sat down and we had that conversation with Chance. We thought he was being abused, and we almost acted on that until I asked a few more questions to learn that it was just discipline. I'm sure you remember that. Well, they did the same thing. They saw a situation and they made the first assumption and stuck with it and told you that's what it was, and you believed them. And what I'm going to be showing you is, first off, Dr. Jenkins' note, which I took from my old Facebook profile. Anybody can still see it. Thank goodness I put these things publicly. But I did redact some of the personal information before putting them publicly. But the key parts that are still in there is she requires his constant care. She requires constant care and his constant presence. Now, if I was as dangerous as people have convinced you I was, or as bad a person as people tell you I am, doctor wouldn't have put a schizophrenic in my care and given me that note. But you're also going to see a link in the description of this video that's going to have our bank statements. Now, when you look at them, you're going to see that before COVID, we were sharing everything, and during COVID, you became very reckless with a debit card. But of course, if you remember the $200 coffee, then you'll remember that too. But you got reckless, became dangerous to our house and livelihood, which was already threatened by the slumlord and everybody else that was attacking us at the time. And that's when I had to restrict your spending and take the debit card away. But you're also going to see that towards the end of that bank statement, your unemployment, my unemployment had stopped, and I was borrowing money from the kids' savings accounts to support us. So when you closed the account and lied to me about how much money you took from it, you actually had stolen the kids' money, like I tried to tell you, and you called me a liar for the first time. But you know what's happened is the people you listen to have talked you into throwing away the only true love you've ever had. And the proof of it is, if we had ever loved anybody before, we wouldn't have been alcoholics when we met. See, that 20 years alcoholism that we quit overnight cold turkey for each other without discussing it, and it was because we needed each other because more than we needed alcohol. That's proof right there that we were the first time we had ever truly fallen in love with anybody. Everything else was infatuation or lust, and that's why it faded, and we no longer felt like we loved them anymore because we never loved them in the first place. You see, love doesn't die. And all those people have told you wrong, got you to throw away the man that you thought spoke truth, and you thought he should lie. And it's funny because that's also proof that we've never had friends, and why I hold so little hope in you ever seeing this, because a friend would take action when they see their friends hurting. They wouldn't sit silently, and that's exactly what everybody who claimed to be our friends did. Not one of them came forward, spoke up the truth on my behalf when my family started lying, except you, who posted on my Facebook that the family pins me out as something I'm not. And you were the only one that cared. And it's obvious because you did that repeatedly, and I'm going to post those. They're going to be popping out throughout this video, as you probably already noticed. But those are words out of your own mouth. And then right after I got thrown in jail, you even called my parents abusive parents who just threw me in jail when I hadn't harmed a fly. And I was kind of surprised to see you had called everyone else punk-ass bitches. That I didn't expect. But baby, I never would have harmed you. The only harm I thought about doing was, see, one of the other things you'd done is you weren't a member of the LLC, and a lot of the property you took was LLC property. And LLC property is not considered a marital asset. And so while you might have been due in a divorce for some of the money, you weren't due to the property itself. So the tools, and some of the electronics and whatnot that were for the automotive, well, that was theft of LLC property. And I was going to have you thrown in jail simply because I couldn't get you to sit down and talk to me like you should have as a wife with a married couple when we're having problems. Instead, you were running to people who didn't even know me to get their opinions. Or they were feeding their opinions without you asking. That's probably likely too. But I love you. Always have, always will. And it wasn't me that was lying to you. It was the people that you were listening to. And they've caused you to throw away the only man that's ever truly loved you and that you ever truly loved. Because of assumptions. And, you know, if you can't see these proofs and remember these facts for yourself, but I don't hold any hope of anybody getting these things to you or you ever seeing this, really, because nobody cares about either one of us, because nobody can say, hey, you're being lied to, or hey, they're lying about him. They just sit there silently and watch it unfold. And so this will be the last video because I've run out of fight, Sherry. I've run out of fight, and I've tried so many times, and each time it's become so hurtful to try to get you to see what you were doing to me, because you were so focused on what you thought I had done to you because those people lied to you. And I don't know if this video is going to be short enough to post. I hope it is, but I won't be posting anymore. I'm just going to leave it up to the people. If I see you again, it'll be because somebody cared enough to tell you the truth. I haven't seen anybody care enough to do that in years. And we don't have any friends, obviously. We both would have not been separated. We both would have been told the truth and told the truth for. But lies. It all started with my dad's lies. And that's what really, the big portion of the story that you haven't heard. And if you heard it, then you'd realize that all the other things I said were true too. All of them. And believe me, there's proof in the federal court right now of some of the others. And I can send you that if you ever want to see it. But I don't know if you'll ever see me again on this earth, even if you do believe this message one day. Something tells me I won't be around on this earth when you finally do see this message. And for that purpose, just know you're forgiven. And it was a price that I had to pay. And you'll see it was for you. But I love you, always will. And I pray and hope to see you one day. But I can't put any hope in people. Love you.